It was a very busy afternoon yesterday in New York courts. Two very important decisions, one on the right to shelter for migrants, the other on Donald Trump's businesses in New York and the fraud that a judge concluded Trump had perpetuated over a period of many years. We'll start with the legal wrangling over the migrant crisis. There were two court actions underway, somewhat contradictory to each other. A judge on Staten Island delivered this ruling that the right to shelter rule doesn't really exist. He said the 42-year-old consent decree that has been interpreted as a mandate to provide shelter has never properly been tested by a court. The judge issued an injunction that said the shelter at the former St. John Villa School should be cleared out. The city is standing in the way of that, saying it would immediately appeal. So let's start there to unpack all of this. I'm joined by attorney Jeremy Saland. Thank you for coming in this morning.
Thank you.
You and I were both doing a lot of reading, trying to understand exactly where this judge stood, where that consent decree stood. Your interpretation of this ruling, how wide is the impact of this judge's ruling on Staten Island?
Well, it's an important decision because it's one of the first to say that this is too broad of a view, and it wasn't when it was initially decided, or that the initial consent decree back in 1980, 1981 was more centered towards initially actually for men, and then it extended to children and families as well, and women and families as well, but it's not exclusive of everything. There needs to be some sort of guardrails here. So that's an important decision, but as you know also, the mayor said he's going to appeal that decision to move that up the chain in the judicial process.
So yeah, I mentioned this earlier this morning, but this is somewhat contradictory because at roughly the same time as this ruling was coming out, in Manhattan, the city was in court trying to back away from the consent decree and from this mandate that it provides an unlimited number of shelter beds. Are these two things contradictory?
Right, so the mayor was trying to modify this in New York and actually has, I think, until October 3rd or early October to present to the court what he wants to modify and how he wants to see it modified. And I don't necessarily think it's inconsistent. It's a tightrope to walk because the mayor is not saying it's unconstitutional. And that's what some of the challenges are, that the right to shelter is not necessarily in the state constitution. To support the needy is, but it's a little bit too overbroad. The mayor doesn't want to lose his ability necessarily to challenge certain things and put certain things like a shelter somewhere and have people routinely on whim say, no, you can't do that. So he's not saying you can't as a matter of law. He's saying, I'd like to change it and it should be modified.
Yeah, it's a little hard to get your head around that the city wants to preserve its authority to make decisions in emergency situations. This might not be the situation where it wants to use that authority ultimately.
Correct.
Okay.